welcome back. I'm so happy that you're here. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some of my favorite things and activities to do around Berlin in autumn. I must say that the list is quite impressive because it includes 14 attractions and reasons to come and visit Berlin in this beautiful time of the year that is fall. Before I start, I want to say that the following material has been filmed throughout 2021, 2022, and 2023, which is why you're going to see some masks in some of the scenes. I have been postponing releasing this video because I initially created this list and I thought, okay, I'm done with it. And then I kept finding more and more things, or I kept having more ideas of what to include in my guide. So it's more interesting and more rich. But at the end of the day, I think the wait was quite worth it. Right now, I think everybody will be able to find something for themselves. The way that I approach this, I'm going to share with you my overall experience, which of course is subjective. I want you to keep that in mind. And also some practical informations such as what are the prices, what are the opening times, how hard or how easy it is to get to the place. So I really hope you're going to find it useful and you will actually use my recommendations as a starting point to your autumn adventures. With that being said, let's begin!
Welcome to Spooky Berlin, the ultimate city bucket list for autumn. The first on the list is Schöneberger Kürbisfest, which in other words is a pumpkin festival, held in a very pleasant residential area of Berlin. It is an annual event taking place in the first weekend of October. Essentially, it is an elaborated autumn-themed weekend market, which is overall a very popular concept in Berlin. What differentiates this market from regular ones is that except of seasonal produce and local, very often handmade or handcrafted natural products, you will also find pumpkin displays and decorations, quite a variety of food trucks and even attractions for the kids. The entrance is free, however most likely you will end up spending some money. Give it a try if you like the idea of slow weekend mornings, but otherwise it could get quite boring since, in essence, well, it's just a weekend market. It can also get quite crowded too. I can promise you though, if you bring a friend, it will be 100% more fun. Moving on to Spargel und Erlebnishof Klaistow. Located around 1 hour away from Berlin, Adventure Farm in Belitz. You can get there conveniently by a car or use public transportation like I did. You will most likely have to change a few times, but it is quite impressive how well the public transportation system is developed here in Germany. Even though it is quite a journey to get here, it is definitely worth it. I have never seen so many different kinds of pumpkins, potatoes, and other fruits and vegetables. I even saw Brussels sprouts on the branch, which was surprising to say the least. Prices were slightly elevated from what you normally see at stores, but I would say it is quite expected for a place like this. The main star of the show was of course pumpkin display, which was quite spectacular. I was quite in awe of what nature can create and what people can make out of it too. At the farm, you'll also find a lot of attractions for the kids, and as someone without the kids, I can confirm that they are all perfectly adjusted for the kid spirit living inside of us too, so you can get loose and have fun. If you're planning a visit here, set aside around 3-4 hours to fully enjoy and experience all that Spargel and Erlebnishof has to offer, including getting lost in the corn maze straight from the American Horror movie. I don't know about you, but I was always really intrigued about them, and this is the closest that I have been to living Pumpkinpfad dream here in Germany. And while you're already in the area, you simply cannot miss a visit at Baum und Zeit Baumkronenpfad, a beautiful treetop trail platform located only around 15 minutes away. Although it is accessible all year round, it is in autumn that you can enjoy the most stunning views thanks to the colorful leaves. Again, you can get there by car or using public transportation, and the entrance ticket costs 15 euros. What awaits you inside is both charming but also a little bit eerie if you know what you're looking at. Long story short, the platform was built on largely abandoned site of Belitz Sanatorium. I'm not saying that the entire place is haunted, but in case you think you saw something strange, well, you might as well have. The platform itself is 23 meters high and 300 meters long, with viewpoints and a 36 meters tall tower with a very impressive panoramic view of the landscape. I must admit that 15 euro for a walk in the park might seem quite high, but perhaps this is the price of fully surrounding yourself in nature. On to more cheerful things, welcome to the Gardens of the World. This must be one of my favorite outdoor activities in Berlin. Located almost at the outskirts, it is still worth the hassle of getting there, especially between spring and autumn. You really do not necessarily have to be a gardening fan to really enjoy the visit there, and trust me, it comes from a serial plant killer. I do, however, love admiring art and nature, and by visiting all the gardens, you kind of feel like you have transferred yourself to another place on earth. There are altogether 9 themed gardens, such as Chinese Garden of the Recovered Moon, Japanese Garden of Flowing Water, Balinese Garden of Three Harmonies, Oriental Garden of the Four Rivers, Maze, Labyrinth, Italian Renaissance Garden, and much more. Moreover, the site is dotted with art, so the whole experience really stimulates the imagination and invites you to interact and take part. While planning your visit, I would suggest aiming to arrive in the morning and taking some stacks with you since the park is quite big and you will most definitely need to refuel at some point. As far as the drinks go, get ready to get extremely confused and pretend that you know what you're doing while choosing one option from over 100 different varieties of tea at the Korean tea house. In my opinion, Gardens of the World are truly one of the most beautiful and idyllic oases for the soul in Berlin. And for a good price too. If you know me, you know that I love good price to quality ratio, and for only 10 euros you can spend an entire day discovering beautiful gardens, enjoying art and statues while getting inspired by different cultures of the world and even using the cable car. I mean, how cool is that? On a beautiful sunny day, it is a perfect city getaway, ironically in the city. But I don't think you'll have space to even think about that as you go up and enjoy beautiful autumn views and glimpse of Berlin's panorama. And where is this line taking me, you might ask? Well, to this unique viewing point on the summit of Kienberg, of course. If your first impression was that it looks like a cloud, you would not be wrong, since it was built to depict a modern, made out of 170 steel nodes and translucent membrane, cloud grove. Allegedly, it illuminates at night and even turns colorful on special occasions, but I have not witnessed that. On a clear day, you can see as far as with 50 kilometers visibility. Quite impressive as for 120 meters platform in the city. Back to the Halloween content. Let's transport ourselves to the Südwestkirchhof, one of the biggest cemeteries in Europe and the second biggest cemetery in Germany. That's recently gained popularity due to its appearance in Netflix Dark series. It is located in Grunewald district and it's reachable by S-Bahn followed by bus. It is very spacious and, as weirdly as it sounds, there is something very calming in taking a stroll amongst nature and old graves. The main attraction, however, is the chapel. The church appears to be fully wooden, built in Norwegian style. If you are lucky, inside you can admire an Art Nouveau ornaments, beautiful glass windows, and an original organ. On screen, it looks really mysterious and somehow it's giving ritual, but I might be influenced by dark storyline. Anyway, I will have to come back there again because it was closed when I visited. The next position on the list is not really an attraction in regular circumstances, but in October, it somehow turns magical. And we are talking Turmstrasse U-Bahn station. I saw it some time ago while scrolling on social media, and my very first thought was how cool it would be to take scary pictures in Halloween costumes while heading to a party. You might argue it is quite ordinary, but since we have the list of the most beautiful stations, why not start a new spooky edition for all my autumn lovers? Autumn is not all sad, scary, and grey, and Berlin Festival of Lights is a great example of that. Held every year around end of September and beginning of October, it is one of the events marking the beginning of a new season. It is exactly when Berlin's most known sites illuminate with colors and art, and additionally many installations are spread all over the city. It is so much fun to get yourself a map and check all of them one by one. It kind of reminds me of 2015 Pokemon craze when people were out and about trying to find and catch them all. Luckily for all of us, they are not so difficult to find and stationed mostly around the Stadtmitte. As for someone who goes on evening walk almost every day, it makes me really, truly happy to see so many people spending their evenings in an active way, interacting with others and having the great time. It is undoubtedly one of my favorite things to do that I look forward to every year. Since we have already wandered to the city center, you will most probably stumble upon the Berlin Dungeon, an interactive live performing theater located in a direct city center near Alexanderplatz. It is accessible all year long, but it is in autumn when it makes most sense to visit. An adult ticket costs 28 euros, so not so little, but is it really worth it to visit? Let me tell you from the start that taking pictures and videos inside is not allowed, but I will do my best to explain to you the overall concept. During 60-minute show, either in English or German, you will visit 9 different rooms that are somehow connected to the dark history of Berlin, starting from medieval times till semi-present. There are professional actors in each room who will get involved with the audience and lead the whole experience. Even though I didn't come with much expectations, I was not really impressed since I simply didn't feel scared. When inside, you are also moving with the whole group, which takes away the factor of the unexpected. I understand why the price is so high, since the design is of a good quality, but would I go there again? Not really. Should you try it for yourself? That is for you to decide. If you're still watching, then you've made it to an absolute highlight of this list. Babelsberg Horror Nights are a stunt show in Potsdam. Frankly, it is too plain to describe it, but we'll get to that soon. It takes place every year throughout October till early November. Entrance ticket costs 38 euros, but it is money well spent, and let me show you why. If you're over 16 years old, you're in. That's how realistic the experience is, with many of the well-known scary characters from the world of cinema and television running all over the park to the most spectacular live horror/action/thriller show inside of a man-made volcano. I mean, how amazing is that? This is the ultimate horror night of your dreams. Or nightmares. There is fire, scary mazes, extremely realistic looking actors, or at the very least, this is what I hoped and prayed for while I was there. Human zombies, vampires, villains, crazy dudes with a saw, haunted nuns, lost pirates, honestly, you name it and it's there. I only made it because I saw amazing videos of other creators that got me immediately sold, but you know what, a lot of people got sold since almost all the dates were already booked out. So if you want to take part, you have to act quick and grab your tickets as soon as they are released. In terms of practicalities, I would highly recommend for you to arrive as soon as the night starts, which is 6:30. I arrived 1 hour later, and I would not say that I had to rush, but the schedule was tight since I wanted to experience all the attractions. If I counted correctly, there were 12 different things to do, and the night ended with a show including all of the actors, aka monsters and scary creatures, at 11. I do not think that words can describe the level of my admiration for the show. I have never experienced anything like that, and it left me very impressed and smiling from ear to ear that I got to experience something so remarkable. You will be out of the park around 11:30, so getting back to the city might take a while since you'll have to use night connections. Therefore, if you value comfort, I would opt for a shared Uber ride or renting Miles' car for the evening. If you ask me, it is absolutely worth the hassle. Just remember to bring a friend. I went alone, but to be honest, I think I discovered an alternative to online dating. When you get scared, you follow your instincts, and I cannot tell you how many random people I hugged. But to be fair, I don't think that anybody was complaining to feel like a hero for a minute, so it's a win-win. Single or not, you have to try the horror nights at least once. In case you need a spiritual break from all this craziness, the next spot is perfect for you. We are heading back to a graveyard. Apart from this time, it is very central and the chapel is much more cheerful. James Turrell light installation is a visit at the church and an art gallery 2-in-1. James Turrell is an American artist often associated with the light and space movement. I will not brief you on his entire life and the history of the chapel because when you decide to go, you will get 30 minutes entry on that, but I need to share with you one very special thing about this place. Yet again, it was not possible to film, so you have to use your imagination on that one, but the show has different times throughout the year because it is perfectly timed with the sunset. For the price of 12 euro, you get 60 minutes visit that's divided into the information part and the enjoyment part. I really don't know how else to describe it, but basically for 30 minutes you just soak up the surroundings. It could be a little bit awkward because you just sit there in a closed chapel with some 20 strangers, no music, no talking. Yeah, it is definitely on the relaxing side, and if I wanted to come next time, I think I would silently listen to some calming music or even gospel to further elevate the experience. And now something for all of my foodies. 21 Gramm is a historic chapel building that might seem odd or even absurd when you realize that some time ago dead bodies were prepared for burial in here, but it is not a secret that the name of the place comes from the Hollywood movie of the same title, which is about death and the weight of the soul. After a long renovation, now you can enjoy a beautiful cafe in shades of pink with biblical text on the wall. You can get really good specialty coffee here and variety of healthy dishes. I took a brunch platter and the quality of each and every single side was amazing. I am not a fan of eating cold food, but taste-wise it was 10 out of 10. Give it a try if you're in a Neukölln area. You thought a chapel was a chilling choice? Wait till you hear what Mars restaurant once used to be. Spoiler alert, it used to be a crematorium. Yes, you heard it right, a crematorium. Talk about giving something a new life, huh? The place has successfully turned into a cultural hub with some concerts, events, co-working space, and of course, amazing food. One of the core values is to focus on everything green, holistic, and local, and the restaurant regularly uses herbs and vegetables from their own rooftop. I ordered some dish with celery-like vegetable and purple potatoes, and I would give it a strong 8 out of 10. I am definitely intrigued and would eat here again. You can come here for both brunch and dinner, but be sure to check the schedule ahead of time. And just like that, you have a reason to visit Wedding. It might not seem like it, but apparently weird and mysterious places to eat are actually a thing here in Berlin, and they are definitely more than just these two. Finishing our interesting collection with a true cherry on top, Café Strauss. Former morgue turned into actually quite charming cafe, hidden in the streets of Kreuzberg. Come here to enjoy some nice cakes and pastries like croissants, quiche, pretzels, fantastic cakes, cookies, bread slices topped with hummus or pesto, and much more. Once a month, the cafe hosts events, exhibitions, concerts, and readings. They also roast their own signature coffee with the hot air roasting machine that sits beside the door. I am not lying when I tell you that I had one of the best pieces of cake here, but don't trust me and see for yourself.
So this is it. I really hope that you found this list somehow valuable and you got some inspiration to add some positions to your autumn bucket list. In case you know about some very nice attractions that should be included in this list, please let me know down below, so maybe I can include them in a part 2. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. For now it's set private, but I'm slowly maturing, and maybe perhaps very soon I'm going to set it to public again, so everybody who is interested in travel, mindset, beauty, nutrition content can enjoy it on a more consistent basis. I also have a TikTok in case you want to check it out. Generally, the way that I approach content is quite exclusive. I really like creating content that it's exclusive for TikTok or exclusive for Instagram or exclusive on YouTube. So if you don't want to miss it, be sure to follow me there too. Not to make it too long, I'm going to see you soon, because I'm gonna see you sooner than you think. I have really tons and tons of content produced, just waiting to be released. So if you're interested in my travel vlogs, or you want to be a part of my health and fitness journey, or maybe you want to learn some cool things about beauty and nutrition, tag along and subscribe. See you soon!